First question I want to ask you is, what are the common low thyroid symptoms people can be aware of?
Well, the ones I hear the most about is that
Yeah.
people can't lose weight,
Uh-huh.
they gain weight easily, they feel cold, their hands and feet are cold, they feel depressed, they're losing their hair, their skin is dry, their scalp is dry, their hair is dry, their hair is brittle. Women tell me they can't get pregnant, which is often a thyroid-related issue. Chronic fatigue, foggy thinking, people wake up tired. These are all low-functioning signs and symptoms. And there's a great variety of them.
Okay.
Well, the thing that people don't realize is that the thyroid hormone winds up getting in every cell in your body. And every cell needs it to function properly.
Okay.
It gets into the mitochondria of the cell, and it allows the cell to make energy.
Mitochondria, what
That's
is...
a part of a cell.
Okay.
It's a functional part of a cell where the energy is made. And if you're low on thyroid hormones, then the cells don't get enough. And they don't produce enough energy. That's why you feel cold, because you don't produce heat. That's why certain tissues don't function very well, or organs or glands, because they're just the cells that they're composed of are not getting what they need to produce the energy to function properly. So it's a very global, far-reaching issue. Different people have different problems with different parts of their body, but why the variety of symptoms is so broad is because it affects literally every function in your body, or can.
Why today? I mean, what's happening today that makes this any different than, say, years ago before they knew about it? I mean, what's going on today?
Today's world, there are many things that I call hormone disruptors. The food supply, for instance, is just full of toxic stuff that people are responding badly to. There's chemicals in everyday products that we're responding to disrupt our hormones. There's more stress than ever. People are overweight. They have high blood sugar. They're taking more drugs than ever. There's more emotional stress than I think, it was just different. So the kind of lifestyle that people lead, they don't exercise, they work too much, their lives are imbalanced, all these things add up. And they all have a way of imbalancing the thyroid function, which is a very complex function, by the way.
What about infections and blood sugar and all that kind of stuff? Is that involved with the thyroid? I mean,
well, infections are immune system problems, and they make everything, your whole body, all the systems struggle if it's chronic, and having a low thyroid makes it more likely to get an infection and not heal correctly. So it's kind of a vicious cycle. Blood sugar issues are very closely tied to thyroid function. And that's why so many people that are overweight that have blood sugar issues also have thyroid problems, and vice versa.
There's a lot of talk these days about obesity and weight issues and all sorts of diets going on. Is this a thyroid function, do you think? Or could it be?
It's very difficult to lose weight if your thyroid isn't functioning.
Okay.
And even if you find a way to do it, it's hard to keep it off. Because your thyroid function is basically slowing down metabolism. And therefore, you're not burning the calories, you're not burning the fat effectively, and you gain it back very easily. People that do low-calorie diets and exercise and they still can't lose the weight, or they find some way to get it off and it comes right back, part of it is often an undisclosed, undiagnosed, unknown thyroid issue.
So people can't lose weight and they have no idea why they can't lose weight.
Often.
Yeah.
I hear this all the time.
Yeah.
I've tried everything, or they have, and I gain it right back. And then when I do a look at their blood, their blood labs, they have a thyroid issue. Just wasn't picked up.
Okay. Why this video now? I mean, what has driven you to make these videos, in terms of the work that you do, or what you're seeing, or, why now make a video?
Well, first of all, there's a lot of misinformation about the thyroid.
Okay.
And it's not just the thyroid gland, it's the thyroid function. And it's much more complex than people are led to believe. I hear women all the time that tell me they have all those symptoms I named. They can't lose weight, they feel depressed, they're losing their hair, they wake up tired. I mean, so many things are bothering, they can't get pregnant. And they go to their doctors, and the doctors say, well, you seem fine to me. And they're not. Because there's too much reliance on, first of all, on lab tests. And even the way the lab tests are done, in my opinion, they're not properly done, they're not comprehensive enough, and the way they look at the numbers, the way they regard the figures, they're basically looking at whether or not they're going to put them on hormone replacement therapy. Well, suppose you don't need hormone replacement therapy, but you still have symptoms. Those people are falling through the cracks. And there's also a lot of hormonal dysregulation. Women having issues with their menstrual cycle since they started having them. Their hypothalamus and pituitaries are not regulated. They're taking hormones, they're taking birth control pills. People are using a lot of medication, and they don't realize, or no one's just, well, from my point of view, it's not just as simple as low thyroid function. Low thyroid function means the thyroid gland itself isn't producing enough hormones. But after your thyroid gland makes its hormones, which we technically call T4, or thyroxine, it has to be converted to T3, which is a different molecule. Most of that happens in the liver and the intestines. If for any reason you're not doing that, then you're going to have hypothyroid symptoms anyway, because T3 is the form that it goes into the cells. T4, which is made in the thyroid gland, does not go into the cells. So this is called underconversion. Underconversion is very common because you need a healthy liver and healthy intestines to do it, and most people don't have a healthy liver and healthy intestines any longer for a variety of reasons. So underconversion is a very common undiagnosed problem, and taking synthetic hormones for that won't help. In fact, most of the people I see that are taking Synthroid and typical synthetic T4 hormones have all these symptoms, and they're already taking something for it, and it's not working because the underconversion is happening. Now, another common problem is that your thyroid gland is under the direction of your hypothalamus and your pituitary gland, which is your brain. And there's a communication that has to take place. If it's not taking place properly, then your brain's not responding to your thyroid levels. And your thyroid gland doesn't work on its own. It has to be directed to do so. And miscommunications between the pituitary and the thyroid are common. Why? For the same reason the thyroid is dysregulated, so is the pituitary. Hormone disruptors, toxins, stress, allergies, all the same things. It's a separate problem. Low pituitary function leads to low thyroid function. Of course, Hashimoto's disease is another, as I said, major reason why thyroid function. Now, Graves' disease or hyperthyroidism is not very common. It's the opposite, but it's very serious and much harder to treat. So those are the main issues.
Main thyroid condition, yeah. So as we're continuing to talk and learn more about thyroid conditions and all of that, how do you think, how can somebody support, how can we get support to get their thyroid healthy? I mean, what is it somebody can do? I mean, are there ways to support the thyroid?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And I do this all the time.
Okay.
I'm not the only person that does it, but my approach is to get a very comprehensive blood test and see all of the thyroid markers and all of the related functions. So you see what's going on with your liver function, what's going on with your pituitary, what's going on with your vitamins and minerals, how is your cholesterol and blood lipids, how is your thyroid, all of the markers, not just a couple. Then you get a status. I also like to do food allergy testing because I find that food allergies are a major stressor and a big component. Get a look at blood sugar. You can change your blood sugar by simple changes in your diet, and it's a very important thing to do. You'll feel more energized, you'll eat better, you'll take the stress off your adrenals and your thyroid gland. These are things you can learn to do. But for instance, not having any idea what you're allergic to, if you're eating allergic foods, it's very hard to manage your blood sugar. You're eating allergic foods that cause high blood sugar. So my approach...
You're treating the whole person. I mean, it's like a whole wonderful approach to learning all about the person, what they do, their stressors, their day-to-day stuff, and helping them begin to change some patterns.
You have to establish healthy habits.
Healthy habits.
Change your unhealthy habits. Get educated, become aware of what's going on, where you are at the moment, and learn what it takes to do this. It's very doable. Most of my patients are substantially better, and they're not just better, they learn how to take care of themselves for the rest of their life. They begin to learn what they are doing that's contributing to their health and what they're doing that's not contributing to their health. It may not always be that easy to change, but at least they know what to do, and they can always do something. I haven't met anybody yet, they can't do anything.
Today has been just incredibly informational, a video for me, and I'm wondering as we close here, is there anything else you want to share with the viewers today?
Yeah, there is. I happen to think, this is largely my opinion, but there's some basis for it, that if a woman wants to get pregnant and she's not getting pregnant, this is definitely a big area to look into.
Okay.
But beyond that, you want to not just get pregnant, you want to have a healthy pregnancy, and you want to deliver a healthy child. And all these are things to consider when you're looking at the thyroid function.
Okay.
It's a big component of getting pregnant, having a healthy pregnancy, and delivering a healthy child.
Yeah.
And today, there's a lot of that going on. And there's, a lot of children being born with autism and processing issues, and there's a lot of women struggling in their pregnancies, a lot of women that can't get pregnant. And I think this is behind some of it.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, thanks a lot for today. Again, if you're watching this video, please come back. We'll be putting up a series of videos in the next few months. And please share the video once you've watched it. It's imperative that you share the work that Shep Saltzman is doing.